Coming up on this week's video, I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of drawings, some fun things happen, so yeah, stick around and watch it all if you want. That would be nice. Hello again, it's only me. I feel a little bit odd to be speaking to the camera again because it's been quite a while since I made a video actually. I think it's been 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks by the time this video gets up, because I was just having a little break for Christmas. I'm back and I'm excited to get making videos again. This week it's a bit of an odd week really. I've had an online lesson. If you don't know, if you're completely new to this channel, I am currently doing an illustration course at uni. I'm in my first year and I like to film a week of me doing uni work, and then I also make a few random videos like draw with me's and bits like that, but for the most part I make sort of week of art uni videos. But this is a bit of an odd week because I've had my first online lesson yesterday, but that was really just a recap of everything that needs to be done because we have to submit our work in a few days. Well, I've already done it, but the deadline's in a few days. They didn't give us any new work to be up to. They just said work on that submission, so I've kind of just got a week of nothing really. So I thought instead of lounging about for a week, I'll get productive and I'll still make a video. It won't really be uni related, it'll just be whatever art takes my fancy really. But before I get into what I'm planning on doing this week, I thought I'd just let you know what I've been up to for the past few weeks. I've done a few doodles in my sketchbook since you last saw me, but not really that much because I have been kind of taking things slow and just having a nice relaxing time with my family. But what have I done since you last saw? I did this, but this is nothing to be amazed at. Oh, I tell you what I did get. I got these pens for Christmas. Arteza, I don't really know how you say it, brush markers, 100 set, there's a lot of pens in there, but yeah, I've really been enjoying them, so I'm sure I will use these a lot in this video. But I've just been playing around with them lately. I've been trying to just get better at drawing straight away without a sketch, just like blocking in the colour and then line work on top. That's something which I've been getting into at the moment. So there's some chameleons and frogs, and then some tigers, again just blocking in the colours and just adding the darker colours on top without any sketches. Did a bigger one here and some more drawings. This one didn't really go that well, I don't like it, but I like this chicken and I got a nice panda. I also drew a couple Christmas presents for my family which took a few days. One of them is on my Instagram if you want to see it. My Instagram is linked in the description. It was a drawing of my grandparents. That took quite a while to do. If you watched my last video you might remember me doing a project about a poem. I had to create an illustration for a poem and I finished that project. So I'll show you the work I did for that. I think last video I showed me doing this and I don't know, I can't remember, but this is definitely new. I did a few more collage experiments. We had to make an illustration which included collage in some way. So this is just messing about with collage and some more messing about with collage. This is sort of the final illustration that I did, which I edited a little bit on Photoshop and added onto this background, and I'll show you the final image here. This is the final illustration which I did for it was like the final piece of that project. Yesterday I submitted all my work for that project. I'll show you the slides now, a quick flip through. This is work that started at the beginning of October, end of September, that sort of time, and up to now. So yeah, a lot of work. It's a very long slide, but that is all submitted and out of the way, and it's just so nice to have that weight off my shoulders. What else have I done? Oh, a big thing is I decorated my room. I'll show you a little clip of it now if you're interested in what my room looks like. I never really showed it that much before, but it was in like the background occasionally. It was bright blue and it just really wasn't me anymore. There's still a few things I want to change. I'm not really crazy about my curtains anymore and I'd like to get a mirror and a rug, but yeah, I really like my room. It's much more me. So that's my room. That's all I can think of that I've been doing. Just been taking it nice and slow and having a relaxing time. Anyway, what am I doing this week? Since I've got nothing uni related to be doing, I've been putting it off for so long, but it's probably about time that I get practicing my portraits. I used to draw portraits all the time. It was like my go-to thing, and now that's not really me. I don't really draw portraits anymore. I prefer drawing fruit and animals and landscapes and leaves and foliage. That's what I like to draw now. I figured I would start maybe with just some sketches, some easier portraits to do. I don't know. Let's hope I haven't lost the ability to draw faces. I'm going to stop babbling about and I'm going to get drawing. Yeah, so here I am, just drawing some portraits. I decided to just do them in coloured pencil. I like to do this thing when I'm drawing faces, instead of just doing them in plain old pencil, like grey, boring and grey. I like to just get my coloured pencils and I'll pick two colours which kind of work well together, one light colour and one darker colour. Here I went for like a light pink and a dark purple, and I'll layer them on top of each other, which I found I quite like the look of, and it just makes it just a bit more fun than a plain old normal pencil sketch, which is all grey. So yeah, that's what I did for this. For all the references, I just typed into Google portrait reference generator, and it was just a website that would like randomly generate pictures of people to draw, so I just used that for it. Yeah, so I just sketched it all out first really lightly, which sometimes takes quite a few attempts. Sometimes I can get it like bang on straight away, and then other times I'm rubbing out multiple times just to get everything in the right place. And that's mainly why I'm practicing portraits, because it takes me too long to figure out where things go, so I really want to work on that. And then I just go in and sketch everything really lightly with the pink coloured pencil, and then go in with the purple pencil to add the darkest bits, which really makes the portrait pop. This is my favourite one that I did of this man. This was one that it was just so effortless. It just seemed to happen so easy. Like everything was in the correct spot straight away. I didn't have to rub out a single time, and it was like a miracle, because the one I'd done previously, which you just saw me doing, that was one which I had to rub out a lot to get right. When you have one which you don't have to rub out all the time and it just goes right straight away, it's a definite boost to the confidence. It's like, oh, maybe I can do this because I didn't have to rub out that much. If I'm being honest, portraits, I don't really find them the most exciting thing to draw. I used to really like them, but now I just prefer drawing other things. So doing this sort of thing I don't find it the most exciting thing to do. At the same time, it's just a really good skill to have, so I like to practice it every now and then to make sure I've not lost it. Good morning, it's now the next day, it's Wednesday morning, just woken up. I wanted to finish that page of faces last night, but to be honest, I kind of started a little later than I was hoping. Yeah, it's getting pretty late, so I decided just to stop. I only managed to get 3 done. But I'm hoping to finish the rest of this page off this morning, so then in the afternoon I can get on to maybe painting a face and like actually doing the skin colours, which is something I avoided with these by just doing the 2 colours. I also ended up drawing this thing here because, if I'm being honest, I mean, I think I've probably spoken about this in the voiceover that happened just before. I don't find drawing faces the most exciting thing ever. I find this sort of thing just much more fun to do, so I just couldn't resist. I ended up putting in the middle this little character I made up a while ago called Bean. I ended up making a children's book called Bean and Bog, and this was one of the characters in it. I'll show you, in case you're new to the channel, the Bean and Bog book. Yeah, this is the book I made called Bean and Bog. I just got it made on Photobox because I wanted like a physical copy of it. It was for my final piece in foundation. That's where I made it. I made these characters called Bean and Bog, and I was just looking around my room yesterday thinking, what can I draw? I really don't know what to draw. I looked up at my shelf. There was Bean and Bog. I thought, alright, I'll just draw Bean in a scene then. Ooh, Bean in a scene, that rhymes. This is probably my favourite page from the book. Did it digitally? Anyway, this is random, I don't need to be telling you that. All you need to know is that I drew this character called Bean in the middle of the scene, which rhymes, and I'm not really crazy about it, but I like all the foliage around her. So I think what I'll do is I'll draw, like, I'm thinking an orangutan, but I'm not entirely sure, some sort of animal over in the corner, which I will edit on top in Photoshop and then upload to Instagram. So hopefully that all goes well, and hopefully that'll be quite a quick job. Then I'll get moving on to the portraits. I think probably a big one here, or maybe a small one, because I did this one really small and then I did this one big by accident. It just ended up a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Now this one looks a bit odd because it's a lot smaller than the other two, so maybe I should do another smaller one so it doesn't look weird. Maybe do a small one and then a big one, and then I don't know, maybe 4 more faces that I need to do to fill this page. Those are my tasks for the morning. My camera is now bleeping at me saying it's about to run out of battery, so I will probably draw that animal thing that I want to edit on top without filming it so I can charge my camera, and I'll get back to you once I've done that. Voiceover's back for a bit. Here I am just editing that drawing that I showed you a second ago. I ended up putting a frog in the middle. I tried drawing an orangutan, but I just didn't really think the colours worked very well with it, so I decided, you know what, I'll just pop a frog in it. And this took so long to edit. I thought it might be a quick 15-minute job. Nah, that just didn't happen, did it? Took me about an hour to edit this. A lot of things had to be changed. You saw I ended up editing more leaves around the frog because it just worked better with the composition. And this is a before and after. I tweaked some of the colours as well. A lot goes into making a post look nice for Instagram. It takes me quite a long time, and I always think it'll be a quick job, but it never is, and I just should learn and just know that it takes a lot longer. But I just always seem to think I can get it done a lot quicker than I actually can, but no, I cannot. Anyway, back to my portrait drawing. I had big plans for Wednesday, I really did. I wanted to edit that picture and get these faces done all within the morning, which was just basically an impossible goal, because in the afternoon I wanted to start working on painting a portrait in colour with like the proper skin tones, and that just didn't happen. This page, putting all the faces on this page, took me all day. All day. It takes me about an average of an hour to draw one of these faces, which I know is a really long time, and that's why I'm practicing as well, because I also want to get quicker at them. Ideally, in an ideal world, it would take me around 20 minutes to draw one of these faces, but it's just because it takes me so long to sketch them out. I need to get better at figuring out where things go and getting it right straight away instead of rubbing out. That's my main issue. The actual shading of the face doesn't really take me too long. I find shading quite easy once I've got all the guidelines down. It's just getting those initial guidelines down, which takes me quite a while. So I ended up drawing 5 faces, and at around about an hour a face. That's a lot of drawing. Oh, this, if you notice that random piece of paper, like there, you see the paper that's glued on top, it's because I accidentally made a big mistake on my page in pen, which I couldn't rub out, and I really didn't like the way it looked, so I just stuck a piece of paper over it. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. I wish I wouldn't have done it. I just tried to draw a face in felt tips, and I really didn't like the way it looked, and I messed it up, and I thought, oh, poo. I'll just cover it up, but it's kind of made the page look a bit weird now because it's quite obvious the piece of paper that's stuck on. Oh well, it's just a sketchbook. Move on, don't get too stressed about it. Yeah, here's the finished page. I really like it. Pretty happy with all these faces. Some I prefer over others, but yeah, I think it was a good bit of practice. Right, it's been quite a few days actually since you've last seen me doing things. I think it's been probably 2 days, and that's because I spent all of Thursday, it was, doing this painting, which I just really don't like, to be honest. I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever. I understand that it could look a lot worse. It's mainly just me being a big stress head about things, and I did film it all, and I spoke at the same time as painting it, and it was a nice lovely time. And as it just went on, I realised I don't really like the way this is turning out, so I'll show you the clips now whilst I'm just speaking, so you don't have to just stare at my hands. But I just thought it's probably a nice time to discuss what I want to say right now. So I'm about to say some words. The more I've been making videos, the more pressure I've been putting on myself, each video to be of a certain standard, and it's just sometimes it gets a little bit too much, and it's none of this pressure is from you guys. You guys are really nice and lovely, and leave nice comments and are always really supportive. It's pressure that comes from myself because I'm just really hard on myself when it comes to art. Part of me really just wanted to say, stuff it, I've messed this painting up, I'm a bit behind schedule already with the video. I'm just not going to make the video. At the same time, part of me wants to show you that I do make mistakes, and I make mistakes a lot. I just never show them because I am so much of a perfectionist. Yeah, I just feel like with these videos, it's getting to the point where, especially the week of art videos, where I'm saying to myself, right, if I don't make something nice every single day of the week for this video for people to watch, people just aren't gonna like it and they won't be entertained, and they'll think I'm a rubbish artist and all that. It's easy to, when you make one bad painting, to just instantly go, all right, that just means you're bad at art, which is stupid because it's just one bad painting. Next week you'll paint something which you're happy with, but that's just how the brain gets sometimes. And I watch other people's videos, and I like studio vlogs are really popular on YouTube, and I love studio vlogs, and sometimes the videos that I watch and really like consist of like 20% art, 80% just general life and just them talking, and I love those videos and I really like watching them. But then for some reason on my videos I'm like, right, if this video isn't like 90% art and 90% art that I'm happy with, then I'm just not going to make the video and I'm not going to post it because people won't like it. So yeah, I guess just what I'm trying to say is sometimes I fail quite a lot, I just never show it, and I'm trying to put less pressure on myself with these videos, because as time has gone on, the pressure has just been going through the roof with these videos. I used to really like making these, and now it's kind of become more of like a stress to get these videos out, which I don't want, because I want to continue to make them because I used to really like making them. I guess what I'm going to do now is move on, except that this looks a bit odd. The whole reason I never said why I didn't like it. In the picture I was copying from, this woman had like half of her face in shadow. In hindsight, that was quite a difficult picture to paint, but I think in my painting it just kind of looks like she has a beard, which looks a bit funky. I'm really happy with the eyes though. At least one good thing came out of this painting. The eyes look nice. For the rest of the day now, it's quite late, but I still want to just draw something that I'm happy with just for myself, and I just want to draw some nice tigers like this really. Thought I'd be a bit more honest with you guys about how stressed I get sometimes about making these videos, and I hope to become less stressed and put less pressure on myself. I hope you guys understand. I'm sure you will, because you're all very lovely. And yeah, I'm gonna draw some nice tigers now to try and de-stress about it all. I'm back, voiceover's back now for a bit. I really enjoyed drawing this tiger. It got me moved right back up because I was feeling a bit down in the dumps about my art, so it was nice to just draw something which I enjoyed drawing, because, well, you know, portraits, like I've said, don't really fill me with excitement, but you know what does fill me with excitement? Tigers. Tigers and felt tip pens. I've been drawing a lot of tigers lately. I just really like the stripes. They just look cool. I like them. They're fun. And I wanted to combine some of my tiger drawings that I've been doing with the sort of foliage idea on the next page that you can see in the corner, because I really like how that all turned out, but there was a few refinements that I wanted to do from the previous foliage ideas, because in the one on the right I ended up trying to do a bit of line work on some of the leaves that you can see sort of in the middle, and I just decided I didn't like the way that looked, so for this drawing I thought I would have there be no lines. Well, there are lines on the tiger, but for the background everything's just big shapes, which I prefer the look of a lot more. I also just love the way that stripes look on the tiger. It brings it all together, because before you put the stripes on, it just looks a bit naff, just looks like a bit of a blob, but after the stripes go on, it just comes together and it looks lovely. When I do the tigers, I always think that I've messed up, or just I've done it a bit wrong, or it's not going to turn out great, but then after I put the stripes on, I'm like, oh Emily, what were you thinking about? The stripes, they bring it together. For the background, I just sort of blob in big shapes. Didn't do a sketch for any of this, just comes straight from the head. I pick about, I don't know how many colours I use, 5-6 colours for the background, and just sort of, I don't know, just plonk them where I think they should go, and I just find it really fun and relaxing and kind of turn your brain off sort of thing. Good morning, it's now the next day, it's Saturday morning, and I've woken up in a much better mood today. I was feeling a little down yesterday, which I think was quite obvious, but I drew this tiger which you saw me doing before, and I'm really happy with it. So it's just nice when you have a piece of art which you don't really like that much to then go and make something which you like again, because it just kind of gives you more confidence in yourself. So yeah, I really like this tiger. I got an order the other day which I need to pack. If you don't know, we have an Etsy shop, so I'm just going to pack that order now. I just ordered a fruit stall print, so I'm going to get that packaged up all nice and neat for them. The shop has been quite quiet recently. I guess part of that's because, well, I haven't made a video in like 4 weeks, and I very rarely mention it on my Instagram, so yeah, I feel like after Christmas people aren't really buying that much as well, because everyone's just like spent a bunch of money for Christmas, but I've had a few orders over the Christmas break, which has been lovely. But I would mention I do have a shop, just in case anyone didn't know. For Christmas I got so much washi tape. This what you see in here is a fraction of it. I also got this little washi tape holder that my boyfriend got me, and I absolutely love it. I would really like to, when I get the time, I'm thinking it's probably going to look like it'll happen in summer, because there's quite a long summer break. I would quite like to get back into doing my pet portraits, because if you don't know, I did like commission pet portraits for quite a while. I think I did about 25 of them, and they seem to be quite popular, so I quite like to do them again at some point, but it'll probably be in summer. I quite like to start making different products, because at the moment all I sell is prints, and I'd really like to start selling stickers and stuff like that, because I've had quite a few people asking me to do stickers, and I would just love to do stickers. I don't know of what. I really don't know what I'd make stickers of. I'd have to have a big think about what I'd do stickers of, but that's something I'd like to do. I'd also really like to start making, like if I have the time, sort of more 3D things like magnets, and I'd make them all out of clay and stuff. That's something I would really like to do at some point, but it's just finding the time to do it. So yeah, in the future, once uni's out of the way and I have quite a long break, hopefully I can get the shop rocking and rolling. And there we go, packaged all neat, and then I just put it in this do not send envelope, but I will do that all off camera because someone's address is on that, and obviously I don't want to share that. Oh, I never said my Etsy shop is called Art with Em Shop, and it'll be linked in the description if you want to have a nosy. I spent some of this morning sketching out this lovely face. I just used the grid method. You draw out a grid on your paper and you have a grid on your photo, and it just helps you figure out where things go. I've woken up with determination that, you know what, Emily, you can paint portraits because you've painted them in the past and I think they've been quite nice, and you can do it again. Don't let one painting get you down. So I just picked this picture to paint of my very lovely boyfriend, because if I have to stare at someone's face for however long this takes, at least I get to stare at his face. So yeah, I'm going to draw this, plus I really like this picture. I think it's got good lighting and I like the expression on the face. So I'm just going to get painting, doing it in watercolor like the other one I did, which I didn't really like. So hopefully this one goes a lot better. Here I am with my second attempt at a portrait for this video. Doing this just again in watercolours. I mentioned when I filmed it last time, but obviously all that got edited out. I don't really do watercolour portraits. This I think is my third attempt at a watercolour portrait, because I've mainly did them in oils in the past, but for some reasons oils at the moment are just really scary and I just don't even want to look at them, because I'm just a bit terrified by them, and watercolour is just a bit nicer and not as scary to me. So I thought I would do them in watercolour. Yeah, I just need to stop being so hard on myself, because like I said, this is my third attempt at a watercolour portrait, so it's not going to be perfect straight away. I think for the most part this turned out better than my last one. I prefer it a lot more, but I think I'm probably biased because it is a painting of my boyfriend. There are a few things that I think are a bit off about it and I would like to tweak, but not everything's going to be perfect straight away. It takes practice and it takes time. That's been the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you all had a nice Christmas or a nice holidays. Even though I did have that a little bit of a stress in the middle of the week, it is nice to be back and making videos, and hopefully I'll see you soon.